What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. It is sprinkling out here right now. It's been kind of raining on and off all morning, but I decided to go ahead and come out. If it starts pouring, then we'll pack up and try to finish this video a little bit later. But I'm actually really excited for this video today. So a few weeks ago, we did a video on the Ramset powder actuated nail gun, and I have some really fun stuff coming up with this soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the comments to that first video, I noticed that several people, a lot of people actually, were telling me to make a video trying to break into padlocks using the powder actuated nail gun. And since this has kind of become one of the new weird things that we're playing with lately, I thought I'd go ahead and give it a shot. So if you missed that first video, a powder actuated nail gun is basically just a nail gun that uses 22 blanks to drive nails into, you know, concrete, metal, stuff that regular nail guns wouldn't really work for. And I did a little bit of research, and it looks like this is actually possible. So I want to give a shout out to the Lock Picking Lawyer. That's the video that I seen, and he's like a wizard at getting into padlocks. I don't think he's ever met one that he couldn't break into. So go check his channel out. He's, you know, the king at doing this kind of stuff. But since I'm not that smart and I'm just an idiot that likes to do redneck science once in a while, I thought we would go ahead and give it a shot on this channel since a lot of you guys were asking to see this. So the locks that we have are laid out here kind of in order from weakest to strongest, or at least what I think would be weakest to strongest. The first one here is just a regular little padlock with a key, pretty weak, probably easy to break into. And then we get into the master locks. Now these, I'm trying to hide that glare, but these have the strength level on the left-hand side of the package there. So you can see this one is strength level 5. This is just the regular blue master locks that you see pretty much everywhere. And then we move on to the strength level 7 master lock. You can see that one is quite a bit bigger, also quite a bit stronger, I would imagine. And then the last one here is a strength level 9 master lock, which is basically just like the blue one, except way bigger, and it looks way tougher. So we're gonna try to break all of these with the nail gun. If that doesn't work, I do have a real gun out here, and maybe we'll actually shoot some of these with bullets and see if we can get these padlocks open. Let's do it. So there's obviously a million different ways to get into padlocks. Something as simple as bolt cutters will usually get through most of them, but the cool thing about the nail gun is it's obviously super quick and it's much quieter than a real gun. So from the limited amount of research that I did, it looks like there's obviously a certain point that you have to hit on these padlocks with the nail gun to get them open. So I went ahead and put a little latch on the railroad tie here, and we're gonna put our padlock through there, lock it, and it should give us the angle that we need to blow these things apart. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on facing this way. See, it's locked on there good. Put my safety glasses on, of course. And you actually don't put a nail in the nail gun for this. You just use your 22 blank, and the piston that's in the nail gun apparently drives all the way through, and if you do it right, should blow that lock apart. So you can see, hopefully, we got our 22 blank in our nail gun. I believe this is kind of the correct angle. Go ahead and push down on it. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, this looks like a good angle. There we go. Wow, that did it, that's for sure. So I just didn't have the right angle on it the first time. This little, you know, latch right here was kind of in the way, and I couldn't get exactly where I needed to go. So you gotta hit right on the top of this thing, but obviously, you know, your angles get kind of weird. Go ahead and show you guys this. It definitely worked. Not the first time, but we got it. All right, so I went ahead and moved my latch to the corner of the railroad tie here so we can get a better angle on these with the nail gun. And now we're gonna try the strength level 7 Magnum master lock. This is completely different than the other one. And like I said, I'm no expert in doing this, so I don't know really where to even hit this one. I'm just gonna try it the same way I did the other one and see if it'll just blow it right out of there. So, all right, you can see it's all locked up. Go ahead and press down on this one. It almost opened it. I can see that thing right there is about to come out of there, but it survived the first one. And again, my junky latch is coming out of the railroad tie. So close. Man. And look how deep that piston went down into that thing. I mean, you can see almost an inch down into there, and then look at the shackle. It's literally a millimeter from coming completely out of that lock. All right, I flipped it over since I already hit it twice on the other side so we can get a fresh surface, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the same 22 blank I was using. We're so close, I don't think it's gonna take much more, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Wow. Again, since this is a different kind of lock, there might be a sweet spot on this one, like on the side or, you know, somewhere else that would get it in one shot, but I'm not an expert in this, so I don't know. But now I'm gonna go ahead and try a yellow 22 blank. These are quite a bit more powerful than the green ones, so let's see if this will finally end it. Go ahead and put it over here. There it went. Woo! So that definitely did it. I almost fell over because I was pushing so hard. But yeah, there's the shackle. Look how deep that thing goes into that lock. You can see the damage that we did with those other 3 piston strikes, but we finally got it. Also keep in mind that these locks are typically going to be on like a metal gate or a chain or, you know, something much stronger than a railroad tie with a crappy little latch screwed into it. But for the sake of filming the video, it's just by far the best place that I have. So that might be allowing it to give a little bit and it's not taking, you know, 100% of that force. All right, guys, moment of truth. This is the strongest lock that we got. This is a level 9 master lock. Obviously, there are much better locks out there than these. You can spend thousands of dollars and get, you know, pretty bomb-proof stuff. But for what we got, this is the strongest, and apparently Master Lock only makes, you know, 1 level up from this. So this is a level 9, supposedly even tougher than that one, which was extremely hard to break. So looking down in there, it looks pretty legit to me. So if we blow the latch off the railroad tie, we'll move it to something a little bit stronger. But all right, it's on there. For this one, we'll go ahead and go straight to the stronger 22 blanks. Nope. Doesn't even look like it's budging it. Try a little bit more on the corner. Good grief. This one ain't coming undone at all. We're kind of starting to blow the bottom out of it a little bit, but it's holding up. I guess the ratings they put on these are pretty accurate. For some reason, I thought this one might be easier than the last one, but it's definitely not. At this point, you'd be better off just trying to pick the lock, which I'm sure is pretty easy for people that know how to do that, because this ain't working. We're starting to blow out some of these screws down here on the bottom, but it's on there. Nope, we're starting to break this thing apart though. They also got 27 caliber ram sets, which obviously are probably a little more powerful, but these yellow 22s are no joke, man. That's for sure. I got a feeling that we're getting close. Whew, man. There it is. Holy crap, I wonder how many that took. I'm thinking probably 8 to 10 at least. That is no joke, man. You can see, turn the autofocus on, just how beat up that one is. It's possible, but not as easy as the first 2 at all. The bottom of it, I expected that to, you know, blow out earlier than it did. You can see the damage that we put on that thing. Here's the actual shackle, and you can see just how tough that thing looks. All right, so we got one more of these level 9 master locks. We're gonna shoot with a gun here in a second and see how long that takes. But first, I wanna try this one. This is the weakest looking one that I brought out. I went ahead and skipped it in the beginning, but I wanna see if we can bust this open with 1 nail gun strike. This is a Tool Bench Hardware padlock. It looks like it's probably a couple bucks. Not too strong, so let's go ahead and put this in here. Lock it up. Again, this is a completely different design, so I'm not sure if, you know, the same kind of impact will open it, but let's find out. So little, I can barely get the nail gun on it. Oh yeah. Just exploded that thing, dude. Holy crap. Not only did we get it open, we completely blew it in half. Looks like I was right. This is definitely the weakest one by far. Here's the shackle on that one. You can see quite a big difference from the master locks. We actually bent that piece as well. Just to give you guys a little perspective here. That's the level 9 master lock, and that is the Tool Bench Hardware little $2 padlock. And then here's the shackle from our level 7 Magnum master lock. That was easy enough. Well, that was interesting, quite a bit more fun than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. But now we're gonna go ahead and try to shoot one of these and see how long that takes. So you can see we got our level 9 master lock. Look at that. That's a piece from our cheap little padlock that was stuck in the railroad tie. That is hilarious. But yeah, level 9 master lock, that took quite a few strikes with the nail gun to finally bust that thing open. The problem with shooting this with a real gun is I'm gonna have to get back at a safe distance and place my shots perfectly to even hit this thing. It's obviously a super small target, but we'll give it a shot. Pun intended. All right, Glock 17, 9mm. I got 2 full magazines. Hopefully that'll be enough. Again, I'm gonna try to hit it in the same spot, kind of on the top corner there, and see if we can break it open. As you all know, if you shoot anything enough, you'll eventually break it. And I'm sure a few rounds on the shackle would probably break that open, but I want to try to hit the body and see if we can actually open the lock. All right, first magazine down. You can see we actually put one right in that top left screw and drove that all the way into the railroad tie. But if you look at the lock itself, you can see that those bullets are hitting the front. You can see the marks, and they're just bouncing off. They're really not doing any damage. Now we have a couple that hit the sides, or the bottom, I should say, that look like they blew that piece off. But the actual lock itself is super bulletproof. All right, magazine number 2. The only gun that I brought was a 9mm, and it's looking like this might not be powerful enough. Let's see if we can break it. There's what she looks like. I mean, we are just lighting this thing up, and it's not going anywhere. Pretty impressive. It would have been nice if I would have brought out higher power rifles. We could have probably blown right through it, but unless you hit the sweet spot, it looks like it just stays completely locked. Well, the nail gun method is becoming more and more impressive as we go, but you can see just how annihilated that thing is. And it's still completely locked. Unreal. Well, I've pretty much lost count on how many rounds we've put into this thing, but holy crap, does that make the nail gun even more impressive. So here it is. You can see we're pretty much there. I mean, we're, you know, a few shots from blowing this thing completely apart. And if you had a set of pliers or, you know, anything like that, you could probably just pull that thing right out. But technically, it is still locked. It's not coming off of there. It's hot, and it's taken about 100 9mm rounds. But I would say it's pretty much destroyed. So obviously, if you could take that 9mm pistol and press it right up against the top of that lock, which just isn't really safe for me to try, or use a more powerful gun, you would probably blow it open much quicker. But I'll take the nail gun method any day. Got it. All right, everybody, that is gonna do it for me today. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love the nail gun, and I love experimenting with the nail gun. And as we saw here today, just another, you know, cool application for a powder actuated nail gun is busting padlocks open, and it did it with every single one of them. Some of them took longer than others, but still got the job done nonetheless, and it's much more efficient than using a 9mm pistol, I'll say that. So if you liked the video, guys, as always, please let me know down in the comments below and hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.